No one talks about this, not at the family dinner table, not at the doctor's office. And yet, personal hygiene becomes one of the most quietly dangerous issues as we grow older. You see, aging doesn't just affect your bones or your memory. It changes how your body smells, heals, cleanses itself, even how it reacts to the products you've used your whole life. And while most seniors focus on medication, diet, or exercise, they often miss one crucial truth. Your hygiene habits, they can either preserve your dignity or slowly take it away. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 shocking hygiene mistakes many older adults are making without realizing it. Some might seem small, but the consequences? Serious. Infections, skin conditions, even hospitalization. And when we get to mistake number 4, you'll understand why one doctor said it made them stop and reevaluate their entire practice. Let's begin. Mistake number 1, not washing the back and bottom of the feet. It sounds minor, but skipping this one spot during your bath or shower can lead to fungal infections, dry skin cracks, and even ulcers, especially in diabetics or people with poor circulation. Let's talk about Mama Janet. She's 74, lives alone, showers daily, keeps her home spotless. But she started noticing a strange smell around her shoes. Eventually, it turned into redness, then peeling. She didn't understand. "I bathe every day," she said. But here's the thing. Many seniors no longer bend down easily. They wash their legs, but skip the feet. Or they let the water run over and assume that's enough. It's not. The soles of your feet, especially the arch and heel area, collect sweat, dead skin, and bacteria. If you don't scrub them and dry between the toes, you're creating the perfect storm for fungus and odor. And over time, that untreated area becomes a gateway for infection. So next time you bathe, ask yourself, did I actually clean my feet or just rinse them? Because in your 60s and beyond, the smallest corner you skip can be the place where problems begin. Before we move on, if this first point already made you pause and think, then you're exactly who this video was made for. We're not here to shame. We're here to inform, protect, and help you take your power back, one small change at a time. So if you haven't already, tap that like button to help this reach someone who needs it, and subscribe with the bell on so you never miss these life-saving tips. Now, let's keep going. Mistake number 2, reusing washcloths and towels for too long. They look clean. They smell fine. So what's the harm in using the same towel for a few more days? Here's the truth. That soft, fluffy towel hanging in your bathroom, it could be harboring more bacteria than your toilet seat. Let's take Mr. Philip. He's 76. Loves routine. Every morning, same coffee, same radio station, same towel. But after a while, he started noticing small bumps on his back. His doctor thought it was a reaction to soap, until they found out he was using the same washcloth for 10 days straight. Here's what most people don't realize. Your towel doesn't have to look dirty to be dirty. Every time you dry off, you leave behind dead skin cells, sweat, and moisture. And in a warm, damp bathroom, that towel becomes the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, mold, and even staph infections. Washcloths? Even worse. They go straight from one body part to another, and many people never rinse or air dry them properly. So what's the fix? Towels should be changed every 3 uses, max. Washcloths? Ideally after every use, especially if used on intimate areas or feet. And never leave them bunched up or soaked. Hang them in a well-ventilated area, because what starts as just a little rash can quickly become something that keeps you in a hospital bed instead of your own. Mistake number 3, neglecting oral hygiene. Especially at night. You brush in the morning, maybe even rinse after meals. But when night falls and you're tired, that toothbrush often stays untouched. And here's the problem. Nighttime is the most critical moment for your mouth, because that's when your body stops producing as much saliva, which means bacteria in your mouth. They throw a party. Let's talk about Mama Rose. She's 71, takes her medications religiously, eats light at night, but she started noticing bleeding gums, a dry mouth, and a strange taste every morning. Her doctor didn't find anything wrong, until her dentist pointed out plaque buildup, gum recession, and early signs of periodontal disease. And here's what most people don't know. Poor oral hygiene has been linked to heart disease, respiratory infections, even cognitive decline. Because the bacteria from your mouth can travel through your bloodstream. It's not just about teeth, it's about total body health. So if you're skipping your night routine, you're allowing hours of unchecked bacterial growth, which over time erodes more than just your enamel. Here's what to do. Brush thoroughly before bed. Even if you didn't eat much, use a soft toothbrush and don't forget the gum line. If you wear dentures, clean and soak them every night. And don't forget to floss, because the spaces in between are where the real trouble hides. Because a healthy mouth isn't just about your smile, it's a mirror into your body's overall well-being. Mistake number 4, skipping regular cleaning of intimate areas, especially the groin and underfolds. This is the part no one wants to talk about, but it's also the part that leads to some of the most serious hygiene-related health issues in seniors. As we age, our skin changes. It thins, it folds more, it retains moisture differently. And areas that were once self-regulating now need more attention, especially the groin, under the breasts, around the genitals, and under the belly or thigh folds. Let's take Mr. Abe. He's 73. Showered daily, used soap, felt clean. But he began to notice redness in his groin. A slight itch, then pain. By the time he saw a doctor, it had developed into intertrigo, a bacterial and fungal infection from moisture trapped in skin folds. And here's why this is such a hidden danger. These areas are often washed too quickly or avoided out of discomfort. Some seniors even feel shame, especially if they need help, and so they skip these zones entirely. But moisture, heat, and friction? That's a perfect recipe for infection. And when infections happen in these intimate areas, they don't just hurt, they can lead to sores, odor, fever, and in serious cases, sepsis. Here's what you can do. Gently wash every fold with mild soap, not just the visible parts. Pat dry completely. Don't rub. Use a soft towel and reach into creases. If necessary, use a medicated powder or barrier cream to keep the area dry and protected. And don't be embarrassed to ask a trusted caregiver or doctor for support. Your health is more important than pride, because ignoring this one area, out of fear, shame, or habit, can lead to suffering that could have been so easily avoided. Mistake number 5, ignoring nasal hygiene, especially in dry or dusty environments. We clean our hands, we wash our bodies, but the nose? Most people never think twice. And yet for seniors, especially those living in dusty climates or using air conditioning and fans regularly, the nose becomes a silent trap. Let's talk about Uncle Chuck's. He's 68, active, cheerful, but always congested. He blamed it on old age or weather changes. But what doctors found was a buildup of dried mucus and dust in his nasal passages, causing inflammation, difficulty breathing, and even interfering with his sleep. Here's what's often missed. As we age, our mucous membranes dry out faster. And with medications, indoor air, or health conditions, the nose can become dry, crusted, and vulnerable to infection. Left unchecked, this can lead to frequent nosebleeds, sinus infections, breathing problems during sleep, and in some cases, even bacterial infections that spread to the throat or lungs. So what can be done? Use saline nasal sprays daily to keep the passages moist. Clean the nostrils gently with a soft wet cotton swab or damp tissue. Never sharp objects. Stay hydrated and avoid overuse of decongestant sprays. They can worsen dryness over time. Because breathing clearly isn't just about comfort, it's about oxygen, sleep, heart health, even mental clarity. And the nose? It's the gateway. Mistake number 6, not changing undergarments daily or wearing the wrong fabrics. It's a private thing. Nobody asks, nobody notices, at least not immediately. But your undergarments? They're the first line of defense when it comes to odor, moisture, and skin irritation. Let's take Auntie Ngozi. She's 70. Always well-dressed, always elegant, but she started noticing a sour smell. Even after her morning bath, she thought it was just age catching up. But the truth? She was wearing the same undergarments for 2 or 3 days straight and using thick synthetic fabrics that trapped sweat and didn't breathe. Here's the thing. As we age, our bodies sweat less efficiently, but we retain more moisture in certain areas, especially under the breasts, around the groin, and between skin folds. Combine that with underwear made of nylon or polyester, re-wearing the same pair multiple days in a row, or not drying properly after bathing, and you've got the perfect conditions for bacteria, odor, rashes, and yeast infections. So what should be done? Change your undergarments every single day. No exceptions. Choose 100% breathable cotton, especially for panties, briefs, undershirts, and bras. Wash with a gentle detergent and avoid fabric softeners that can irritate sensitive skin. And make sure you're completely dry before dressing, because no one wants to talk about this. But if your hygiene is spotless and the odor still lingers, it may be the fabric touching your skin, not your body itself. Mistake number 7, letting shame or isolation stop you from asking for help. This one doesn't come from dirt, it doesn't smell, it doesn't itch, but it's one of the most dangerous hygiene mistakes a senior can make. Because as we get older, things change. Mobility, vision, strength. And for many people, the simple routines of grooming, bathing, or even trimming nails start to feel overwhelming. Let's talk about Mr. Sani. He's 79, widowed, proud. He used to be meticulous. Hair always trimmed, shoes always clean. But after a fall in the bathroom, he became afraid. He started skipping baths, letting clothes pile up. And when family visited, he smiled but avoided hugs. Not because he didn't want them, but because he was ashamed of how he smelled. Here's what we don't talk about enough. Hygiene is deeply tied to dignity. And when a senior feels like they're losing it, they often suffer in silence, instead of asking for help. And that silence leads to more than odor. It leads to depression, social withdrawal, skin infections, and even medical emergencies. So here's what needs to be said. Asking for help doesn't mean you failed. It means you care enough about yourself to stay healthy, clean, and whole. Whether it's asking a child to buy hygiene products, hiring someone to help with bathing, or simply having a conversation with your doctor. It's okay. In fact, it's brave. Because hygiene isn't just about looking presentable, it's about protecting your health, your relationships, and your sense of self. Final thoughts. Dignity doesn't fade with age, it's maintained through care. You made it to the end, and if any of these hygiene mistakes felt familiar, you're not alone. Because here's the truth. Getting older doesn't mean losing who you are, but it does mean adjusting, paying attention to the things others overlook, and most importantly, refusing to let shame stand between you and your well-being. Your body has carried you for decades, through births, deaths, victories, heartbreaks, late-night meals, and early morning prayers. It deserves care, not just for cleanliness, but for dignity, for peace, for confidence. So if this video helped you see something in a new light, drop the word care in the comments to let us know you're still here. Tell us, which of these 7 surprised you the most? Or which one you'll be changing first? And if you haven't already, please like this video so it reaches someone who may be too shy to ask these questions. And subscribe with the bell on so we can keep bringing you powerful, human, life-changing content like this. Because you don't grow old and lose value. You grow older and gain the wisdom to take care of what truly matters. And nothing matters more than you.